Hey guys, welcome to Cert 4. I'm Andrew Dwight. I've been building for 32 years. Guys, I started as a chippy, worked through and built my own homes for some time. I built some technology for my own business. It's called PlusSpec, and there's another one called PlusDesignBuild. Your teachers have been nice enough to reach out and ask me to see if I can help you guys get a bit of a start. And I'm just going to quickly just jump over, and you'll notice once you download the software that the first thing you're going to see, guys, read the instructions. I'm not a big one at reading the instructions, but when you download it, you'll see there's a set of instructions come. It'll tell you how to load the software. So you'll load SketchUp, and then you'll load PlusDesignBuild as an RBZ inside of the extension menus up the top. Now, guys, I'll just turn this mouse on here so you can see. You're going to see this screen. It will say that your software version is up to date. We do have a new release coming out soon. It may not be before you've started this course. However, when you do see this, click it because it's going to give you a whole heap more functionality to enable you to quote faster and understand your projects. And essentially what PlusSpec does is we virtually build the building on a computer so that we can look at how it's built, why it's built, and we can then quantify what's inside of it, right down to the nails and everything associated with it. And I'm going to show you that just quickly and how to go about getting some help and how to go about just improving the experience of doing Cert 4. Building is a tough game. It's rewarding, guys, but it's tough. And the better communicator you are as a builder with your clients, the better you'll see your results, and at the bottom line being your net profit margin. Net profit is after you've paid for everything, after you've paid your labor, your own wages, everything like that. Net profit is what kept me building. I love building. I was reasonably good at it. I built some beautiful homes. However, if I wasn't making sufficient cash to do it, I would have had to go and get a job elsewhere. None of us want to go and work somewhere else if this is what you've chosen to do. Anyway, let's have a look. Where are we? Okay, so here is the software, back to that, and you'll notice that you have in the beginners, intermediate, and advanced straight off the bat. However, if you're like me, you don't watch or you don't read the instructions. Every time you start a new tool, it's going to prompt you to actually do a tutorial. Those are the ones you really want to do because it's going to show you how to use that tool. Now, I'm just going to go close here and I'll open that back up in a second. You'll notice that you've got a set of tools, and this is going to be loaded somewhere on your screen. If not, it'll be in View, Toolbars, and it'll be under PlusSpec right there, you see. So when you click that on and off, that's where it is. So if you go, oh, by mistake, and you close it, View, Toolbars will get you back to it. You can dock it on a screen. It's really important to dock it so you can see the whole lot. You'll notice I can see everything here. If you dock it over here, you might only get half of the toolbars. Now these are all going to help you. Some of them will sync with other software like Xero to do your tax. Some of them will download resources according to the state. Now you guys are in New South Wales, so what you would actually do is you would go through the instructions and basically ensure that you have New South Wales, Australia. And what that will do, it will bring in a whole heap of suppliers. For instance, Austral Bricks, WeatherTex, Stramit Roofing, all of those products are going to go in, which means that not only can you see what colour goes where, you can also show your customers what colours go where, but more importantly, you can quantify real products that you can actually purchase. Guys, also inside of here, you'll notice it's got this question mark. If I click that question mark, it's going to bring up that initial screen. There's help and support inside of here when I hover over top of, and if I click it, it will actually open up some facts and so on. However, there's a demo model. If I click that demo model, it's going to load a model for you, which essentially is just a single story house. It's very typical of New South Wales construction, and if we look at it from a structural standpoint, you'll notice that it has all of the studs, the decking, and everything that's required to build this home, including ceiling fans. From a customer's perspective, you can walk them through homes and you can have a look inside. You can click on things and change things around, taps and range hoods and all of that type of stuff. It's kind of cool, but guys, when you do that, it's actually changing the estimate as you do it. So keep that in mind. You can get to this type of detail, and guys, I deal with a lot of students around the world, and usually for someone who's never used 3D software before, to get to this level is around about 2 hours a day for 2 weeks. The more you use it, the better you get at it. It's like learning to use a tape measure and make sure it doesn't fold up every time you use it, or driving a manual car. Whatever it is, it's practice. However, this practice will go towards building you a better business, making you a good quantity surveyor, so you can do a full bill of quantities from this model. I'm going to click it here. It's generating a takeoff. It's going to go through and tell me the length of every single stick of timber to cut, but it's also going to give me order lengths to order from suppliers. It's going to give me how many bricks are in there. It's going to give me how many windows, and you'll notice that here it's given me a whole list of products. If I click on masonry, inside of masonry, it's going to tell me I've got how many bricks that I've got in there, how many products, how many bags of cement that I've got. Everything that's going to go through there is quantified for me, how many tons of sand. And if you wanted to go in and edit things, you can go in and edit, and you can choose prices. You can add prices in. You can add suppliers. So over here, you can import your own suppliers, type in your own suppliers' names, and you can associate things called cost codes, which will go through to your Xero or QuickBooks or whatever it is you do. And this will organize information so you can start to create purchase orders for your subcontractors and for your suppliers. And the reason why we use purchase orders instead of ringing up Bob the bricklayer and say how much to quote that job is it's a piece of information that is a document between you and a subcontractor. And that subcontractor can agree to the purchase order, and it can make you certain that you're going to get the job done for that price. Guys, it's a very comprehensive piece of software. It gets right into detail. These things at the top, they're called scenes. If we click on a scene and we click on multiple different scenes, you'll notice it's starting to show us this model in detail. Right, elevations, a whole heap of things, black and white or in color, doesn't really matter. And right down to, say, bathroom diagrams, right? And it helps you highlight, it helps find problems before you start to build. It helps you solve those problems to ensure that when you're actually building projects for clients, when you do get your builder's license, you can charge them for a quote because customers love to see this type of stuff. But you can also be certain that the price you give them is the right price. Once we get to the right price, we can deliver value. Guys, building becomes a hell of a lot easier than what it has been before we develop the software. Guys, if you've got any questions, what you can do, you can actually ask them in YouTube. There's a PlusSpec YouTube channel. There's also a RubySketch YouTube channel. And every single tool inside of the software actually has its own help. Right, so if I click on my wall tool, and you'll notice at the top here, we have a question mark. If I click on that question mark, it's going to take me directly to YouTube and show me how to use that tool. It saves you going and looking through a whole heap of long instruction manuals where basically as soon as we click it, it's going to open up a YouTube video menu, and it's going to say how to create walls, how to add junctions in walls, how to do everything that you need to do. And that's the key to actually ensuring that what you're going to deliver and how you go about learning to deliver projects will be fruitful for you in the future. Guys, I'm Andrew DeWhite. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn if you need to. I do check it regularly. And if you've got any questions, guys, ask them in the YouTube videos when you watch the tutorials. And look, I really look forward to seeing you guys be successful. Righto, cheers.